This is the Hollywood Outsider, an award-winning weekly entertainment podcast on movies and TV. This is our Wicked for Good review and Spoilercast podcast. It's going to be popular, I hope. Let's get on with the show. My name's Aaron Peterson. Joining me today is my fellow host, Troy Heinrichs.
Bad.
Bad joke.
Maybe. I don't know.
We did review the original Wicked, the first one, last year. Link is in the show notes. You can go click it. Or if you're in a podcast app, you can search for it if you want to listen to our thoughts on the first movie. We're going to do this with a spoiler-free review to begin with, and then kind of jump into our thoughts on spoilers and how this whole saga wrapped up. But I do want to say, Troy, you did see the musical, correct?
Correct.
How does this hold up?
It's in line.
So it's pretty close, because I never saw the musical, so I was curious, like, if this follows suit. All right.
Yeah, I follow suit pretty darn closely.
And this episode is just Wicked for good, for better or worse, if you will.
Death do us part.
Troy, why don't you tell us what Wicked for Good is about?
Sure. Part 2 starts out a few years later. After challenging the wizard's totalitarian regime in Oz, Elphaba must grapple with her identity as the Wicked Witch of the West. Meanwhile, the wizard has given Glinda the title of Glinda the Good and a public status as the nation's defender against Elphaba. The two witches must make decisions that seal their fates in this second musical installment. We also have appearances by good old Bach and Nessa and Fierro, and all the gang is here.
And Madame Morrible and all of them.
Yeah. And of course, the wizard is here too.
Again, directed by John M. Chu, which is funny. Okay, this is not a spoiler. There's a scene that's reminiscent of Crazy Rich Asians in terms of that beautiful wedding scene.
Yes.
And I think it's funny that probably two of the best wedding-looking scenes on film are from John Chu, because it looked phenomenal.
Maybe he's just a hopeless romantic overall.
Could be. It very well could be. Well, we want to jump into like kind of the details, but for anyone that just wanted to hear like quick spoiler-free thoughts, what is your overall review without spoiling anything before we get into the details?
It picks up where it should. It ends where it should. For musical people, you might be a little bored because it's kind of right down the line. If you're real diehard music people, I think you're going to hate the new songs personally. But it tells the story and it does what it's supposed to do. And all the surprise reveals are there. So it works. It's good. It's not as fun as the first movie because the first movie is more happy, cheerful, joyful. This movie is dark and dour, and it's not fun. It's not meant to be fun. And so if you're looking for fun like the first one, it's not fun on the second time around.
Can you elaborate on your opinion on why, if you're a music person, you probably won't like the new songs?
Kind of the same reason I felt with like Les Mis when they added the song, because they're like, because Hugh Jackman can sing, let's put in a song for him. And it's like, no, this material has been around for a long time at this point. Mm-hmm. We don't need to add things to it just because we have Cynthia and Ariana and we know they can sing and we know it's amazing, but it's like, it doesn't, when you write a musical in theater, there's a lot of undertones. When you hear the songs in the second part, you'll hear their same songs in the first part. It's just different lyrics. So it's tying those two parts together on purpose. It's designed that way for a reason. And when you throw in a new song that doesn't fit that same kind of musical structure and it feels different or it feels forced or out of place, you just kind of go like, why? I don't, why? And then in the case of the first song, that's the new song from here, is the one that Elphaba sings when she runs into the animals. And that song specifically is the one that I think is probably the better of the two. No offense to Ariana, but No Place Like Home, right? Obviously, it's a clear tie-in to the words that Dorothy says in the original Wizard of Oz, right? Sure. So it's like it's got two things like going against it. It's the let's write a song just to use the catchphrase because we want to use the catchphrase. And let's go ahead and then just make it something that Cynthia can sing, so we can just make her look awesome on screen amongst the animals in the forest. And oh my God, it's now a Disney movie and she's a Disney princess. And what the F are we doing right now? This is not a Disney movie. The second one is called A Girl in the Bubble, which is sung by Glinda towards the end of the film. And that one is just like sad, pathetic, look at me walking around. And it's 3 to 4 minutes of Glinda just walking up and down the stairs singing. And it's like, why? Because we wrote this extra piece for her to make us feel something for her and her plight, because we spent so much time worrying about the green kid. We now got to worry about the white kid, is what it felt like.
Just needed some pity time.
Kind of. Yeah. It felt forced. It felt like we needed some kind of backstory, and it's like, we don't need a backstory. It's fine. It's not about the backstory. It's about what's going on in Oz. It's about fascism. It's about the animals. It's about how do we make this a place for everybody. And we just literally said, no, let's single out this one person who is like the savior of all. So yeah, it's a challenge. The second act of the musical itself, even on stage, it's challenging because it is predeterminedly written to a conclusion that we all have mostly seen, right? Because most of us have seen The Wizard of Oz. So
that is the problem. Yeah.
Yeah. You know where it's headed. There are shocks and reveals that kind of play into that, which is that's cool. Oh, I didn't realize that was going to happen. But if you're a musical person, you already know the shocks and twists. So the movie doesn't really have any wow factor to it like the first one did.
And I'll give you, because I want to close up this spoiler-free portion so we can get into some real details. But and also, I don't like to dance around things. Overall, I think it's enjoyable. It's engaging. Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are amazing. They're vastly talented. I wonder if anyone in this cast ate. I feel like everybody's super skinny. Like is there catering?
Thin.
Is there catering?
Super thin.
On this freaking movie or what? But overall, enjoyed it. Really enjoyed Jeff Goldblum. He got to step it up here quite a bit. In fact,
he was much better in this one than the first one.
Absolutely. The best song is Wonderful, which is one that he partakes in my opinion, and really kind of just wraps it up nicely. I feel like a lot of this is for a foregone conclusion as far as I was concerned. Like I kind of knew where it was going to go. And as it went on, I'm like, okay, all right, well that checks. Okay. I see where we're going now. And I'll get into more of that in a little bit, but overall, I give it 6, but I love the first movie, and I'm sure I can explain why mine's a little lower once we get there, and it's probably very similar to what you were just talking about. But if $10 full price admission, I give for good $6. I think it's worth seeing in a theater. John Chu does a wonderful production with this entire series. What about you, score wise?
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. I do like the music a little bit more. And you get lost in the world still, which is kind of nice. The opening is really great. I love the opening and the way they treat the animals and stuff. So like I would give it a 650.
Okay. All right. So that's the overall safe review. So now we're going to kind of go into spoilers. So if you haven't seen it or you're concerned about spoilers, this is where you turn it off or pause and come back later. Okay. All right. Troy, spoilers are open, spoilers are free. My concern when I was going into this movie, and I think it was realized, was one of two factors. Where I had heard building up to this, that the songs in the second half of the musical are just not as catchy. I'm hoping that they can't be that bad. Well, I did not find any of them but one enjoyable. Like, I just did not like the music at all. And I feel like there's only one entire, like a whole song. And I mean, they might sing for 3 minutes, but I feel like they sing, they talk, they sing, they talk more so than they did in the first movie. And
yeah, it's very
distracting, you know? Is that a fair assessment, or do you feel differently about this?
No. I mean, the first act is very much like, and I feel like a lot of musical theater is this way in general. Like, I never feel the second act is as good as the first act. The first act is like, wow, get me to the intermission, and then I go talk about it in the bathroom while I get my glass of wine, and then I sit down and go like, okay, here's the resolution of the story.
Hamilton's a prime example. I mean, you know, it's great all the way through, but the first half is crushes.
Way better than the second half. Yeah, totally. Yeah, the opening with Thank Goodness, I think is really good. Part of that is just trying to get the sense of like, where did we leave off? Where are we now? And how far into the future are we? Because there is a little bit of a time jump, because obviously the lion cub and the cowardly lion, are much aged differently from each other. So there
I don't know if it was a couple of years, but it's definitely some time. And they've built up this propaganda that it's the Wicked Witch of the West. I mean, she's trying to ruin us all and kill us all,
Yeah, they're building the yellow brick road, and it's like that obviously takes some time. Nessa Rose is now the governor because her dad passed away, and then Elphaba couldn't even be at the funeral or whatever.
And so that happened off screen, right?
Yeah, it happened off screen. So there's just there's a lot of that just time jumps that misses a whole bunch of story that would really actually probably be beneficial.
Thank you. I'm sitting here going, look, I'm supposed to have this great, vast emotional attachment in this separation between the two of them because she didn't go to the funeral. And I get it. We get it with dialogue, but I don't think that does enough for this. I feel like it just kind of skirts what should have been a scene.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the problem, is that you get this scene where it's like, where were you? Why weren't you here? It's like, please make me fly and make me feel all happy. And then, oh, by the way, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Like there was so much more between her and her sister in the first movie that it's like, why don't you build on that relationship at all in the second movie? Change it from the musical, because that's what happens. It's like, it's so short in the musical. You had 2.5 hours to play with. Like, go deeper into that relationship. That's what I was hoping for. I was hoping for something different, and I didn't get the different.
And I didn't know what to hope for, but I do know good character building, and I don't feel like it was there, because you basically take Nessa and you take her from where she was in the first movie, and you just leapfrog her to this really dark, dour spot. Like this, it's a totally different character, and they don't do a good job of explaining why she's this character. I mean,
she almost acts bipolar, right? She's like,
yeah, pretty much
slamming stuff down, being real kind of grumpy and angry at Bach, and then she's like, oh, but Bach, please come back. And it's like, what kind of drugs is she on right now? Because I am so confused on what she's supposed to be doing in this character role.
I did not like what they did with her character in this.
No,
I really did not. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to trash on it, because I did mostly have a good time. It just, man, I gotta tell you, from how much I love the first movie to the second, and I get that it was going to be dour. I was concerned about the fact going in. I started to say this. The first thing was the songs. The second part that I was concerned about was I knew that they kind of got to the point where now the movie's really a factor. So I'm like, okay, so they're going to have to dance around the established lore, right? They're going to have to dance around the stuff that we know and kind of put the pieces around those things. And I thought that would be fun. That would be a fun game to figure out like what they're doing and how they're doing it. But honestly, it felt a lot more forced than it did that it fit.
I would agree with that statement. You're going along and you're like, okay, I know we're going to see a Tin Man at some point. I know we're going to see the Scarecrow at some point. We're going to see the Cowardly Lion at some point. Dorothy's got to show up, because obviously the first movie starts, with her already melted, and then they kind of backtrack into the story. So we're going to see the death of Elphaba at some point in time.
Sure.
In this thing. So
I didn't think she was going to be dead, though. I never thought. I figured that was the whole point of this movie.
Well, I mean, there are 4 books as well, so it's like
I didn't read them. Didn't do the homework. Sorry.
But it's like you have these foregone conclusions of how are they going to work in the original Wizard of Oz story into this story. And so if you're a new person, like seeing this for the very first time and you've seen Wizard of Oz, then you're kind of like, oh wow, that's like I remember the first time I saw the musical, I was like, damn, that's great. That's a cool way. I didn't expect that twist. When you've seen the musical and the twist, you're kind of like, okay, yeah, okay. Yeah. That
is Tin Man so angry in the musical?
I thought so. Here's the thing.
It's a weird twist, because you go watch Wizard of Oz and he's like, if I only had a heart. And you kind of think like the Tin Man and Dorothy are going to hook up at some point. But like in this, I mean, he's just angry. He's like, I
mean, yeah, he is angry in the musical, but I don't know. That's the one part where I was like, I think Bach was actually one of probably the better characters in character development, because I think of the way, he was like, oh yeah, he always wanted Glinda from the start, and then he got really upset when he found out she was getting married, and Nessa's treating him like garbage. So he's in this like mode of like what about me? What about me? And then you screwed my life up and turned me into this thing, I'd be pissed off too. And so when he comes on and he starts singing along with the March of the Witch Hunters, like that, I thought that was great. Honestly, I thought that's how I would feel. Right? He's angry. He's pissed off. He's like, yes, let's go get that son of a bitch, whatever you want to call it. You know,
I like that. Witch. I just don't think it lined up with the Wizard of Oz. He's 5 minutes later, he's a totally different character in that movie.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I mean, Dorothy can kind of like help that though. Dorothy like comes in and Dorothy kind of like soothes him and kind of calms him down, and you know, like all he does, he just wants his heart back. You know, at the end of the day, the Tin Man just wants his heart.
Interesting.
I mean, he does seem a little more, you know, I mean, it was the 1930s, so you're a little bit more like, you know, oh, home, leave it to Beaver.
What are the big highlights for you overall? Like, as you reflect on the movie, I mean,
For Good, obviously highlight, right? The two girls singing together, you know, towards the end of the movie. That's what everybody's waiting for. That was Chef's Kiss, right on the money. Like, oh my gosh, like beautiful. Wonderful is another one, right?
I really love that song. Yeah, I love that song
because you really think like, oh, the wizard is gonna like actually like figure some stuff out, right? He seemed like he was a nicer guy in The Wizard of Oz. Right, he does leave in the balloon at the end and leave Dorothy behind to figure how the hell she's going to get home, which goes along with the character of him being selfish. But you know, with the wonderful piece, it's just like wouldn't it be wonderful if we could do all this stuff together and hang out together and come back together? And it seems like that's going to work out for a hot minute, and then obviously, you know, the animals are found, and you know, all hell breaks loose. So I think those two things I think were spot on. Thank Goodness is always fun. You know, couldn't be happier. Thank goodness. It's always it's such a great song to sing to. It just sticks in your head. The Madame Morrible, I don't think, unfortunately, she shouldn't have sang in this one. Wasn't a great vocal choice.
Not great. Yeah, not great.
Great actress.
Michelle Yeoh's great.
Yeah, Michelle Yeoh's amazing.
Doesn't mean you can't. Doesn't mean you can sing.
No. That was kind of like, oh my gosh, like what did I just hear? I thought the story was paced really well, and I was never bored. Like there wasn't any like parts that felt drawn out until it got to the new songs, and then I was kind of like, okay, how long is this new song going to be?
How much of that was you because you've seen the musical a couple times to you just didn't enjoy the song?
I thought the songs themselves are great. If you
I did not like them. They were not musically entertaining.
If you were to put them like in a one man, one woman show on stage, like sing it at the Oscars kind of thing, like as a song, like it's good. You know, it's enjoyable. It tells a story. It goes on a melodic journey. Like all of the content is there.
We're on different in the context of sticking it tunes there.
Where they stuck it into the track of how the story is going along. It's like, why? And that's a beef I have. We'll hold that for a second.
Okay, yeah. Highlights.
Yeah, I mean, like the sceneries are so great, the set pieces are so great. When she gets to the castle,
the production is amazing. Honestly. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it is just really. I think the problem is that it was so fantastical in the first movie because you were like, how are they going to do Shiz? How are they going to do the fields? How are they going to do the Yellow Brick Road? How are they going to do Emerald City? But now we've seen all of that, right? So it doesn't have the wow factor in the second movie, except for her castle, right? The castle, you're like, wow, that's a really cool design. I like how they set that up by the waterfalls, and it's kind of open aired space, and like the monkeys are flying around lighting the candles and stuff. This movie, that was great.
Sure, this movie is more Empire Strikes Back than Star Wars, right? The first Star Wars is very much like upbeat, and there's some negativity to it, and there's some twists and darker turns, but overall it's a very upbeat, joyful movie, where this is more about the downfall and how she can escape this nonsense, which I get it. I get it. I mean, I think we all knew that she was going to fake her death and whatnot, where it was led. I mean, I didn't know how we were going to keep Fiyero. I thought that was a cool twist. I mean, as soon as he, they alluded to him being strung up and stuff, I'm like, oh, he's going to be Scarecrow. Okay. All right. That's where we're headed with this one. And That was an interesting twist. I really thought that was clever. And there's a lot of that sort of payoff. And I do, even though I do feel like some of this is shoehorned, is like, okay, well, we had to put this here because we had to tie into the Wizards of Oz. I think they do a pretty good job, and I love the cackle. You know, Ariana Grande calling her on the cackle.
Oh, I totally forgot about that scene. That was
probably a highlight for me.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
Where'd that come from? That's a great bit. Ariana Grande in particular, I think as much. I mean, I loved her in the first movie too. She's more of a standout here, I think, than Cynthia Erivo. I think. Well,
she gets a lot more screen time in the second act because she's the one trying to,
sure.
unite the realm, if you will.
And she's also, I mean, her character is on more of an up and down kind of journey, where I think Elphaba is kind of very focused on her goal. She's on the Jedi quest, if you will, for another Star Wars analogy.
But she also brings it on herself because, like, she sees Fiyero in the woods, and Fiero's like, "We need to find her. We need to kill her." And she's like, "No, not Fiyero too. Fine, fuck it. I'm gonna be the everybody thinks I'm this way. Then I'm just gonna be this way."
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't like really take a second to pause and understand until finally she's able to see that he's on her side. And I
do also another highlight, Glinda going on her. Where she's wowed by the whole power of it all, which is, she has become enamored and she's really doing this for herself. And at one point she finally admits that to herself and to Fiyero, but it was nice to see like, okay, so main character can acknowledge that, I am sucked in by the power. Like, I love this. I love this juice.
Yeah. But why would you leave this? Like, this is great.
Mm-hmm. Come join me. Join me. She's Palpatine. Come on, take my hand. Let's go. And I thought for a minute Elphaba was going to do it too. But I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense because then how's the Wizard of Oz going to figure out this? So missed opportunities. You saw the musical. Is there anything from the musical that's missing here?
No, it's all here.
It's all here. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just fleshed out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the second act travels a little quickly too in the musical compared to the first. Like, I feel like it's like if it was 2.5 hours, it's like the first act feels like the hour 45 and then the second act is like 45.
Okay.
Like it definitely has like a front loaded feel to it than the back half. There wasn't anything in here that I was like, wait, that's missing. I never felt that there was anything missing from what I saw on the musical side. That's good. I missed the fantastical feel of that first movie. And I don't mean like I need an upbeat, joyful tone. I just mean I felt like they were checking boxes throughout the second half. They were the second movie. They were just checking a lot of boxes. There's no wow.
Yeah.
There's no wow.
It's like we got to do this
until maybe For Good. For Good is like, wow, they're really good singers.
I know they're good singers. I just didn't like the songs. That's my problem. I don't have any problem with Ariana Grande has a damn near operatic voice, so I have no problem. It is
operatic in a couple places.
I mean, it's insane. I still say I can hear. There are moments where I do not understand what she is singing because she's hitting such a high note.
High note.
Yeah. Erivo is extremely talented. Like, they're both extremely talented. Like, this works because of them. The last shot is a little on the nose with the nod to the original poster, right? That's kind of what.
Yeah, that was weird to me.
To pan back to that when the movie's over?
Yes. Like, if you wanted to do that, I would have put that as a stinger in the middle of the credits. Like, it just felt out of place. Like, here you already got the how do I want to say this? The world between worlds. Like, which is really like a Star Wars thing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're going to the place in between, and it's like, I don't need to see the place in between. Why did you show me the place in between? It's a mystical realm that we don't talk about. And then you showed it to me twice in the movie, and it's like, why? Like, there's nothing there. So then we're gonna finish the movie there, hand in hand, walking into the sunset. Like, how many movies do that in Hollywood? And then again, they did the same thing where it was like the downbeat, and then there was like an extra 3 measures, and the extra 3 measures was just a transition to the, ooh, let me whisper you a secret when we're back at the college by the tree from the thing we saw Fiyero think about earlier in the movie.
Directly to the musical poster.
Yeah,
for no reason.
No, that was weird.
That was weird.
No,
it was weird.
No.
I would have rather that was early. I mean, you want to do it. I do like the idea of doing it at the end credits. That would have been
Or
nice.
just do it in the scene when they were all sitting by the tree in the first place.
It's true. That would have made more sense.
We were already there. She could have just been like, pss, pss, pss. It's like, oh, that's cute. Like the ruby slippers. Like that was a cool thing. Right. Cause in the musical, they're silver the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
They
gave it a hint of red. Yeah.
So they give it the hint of red to do the magic thing to make her fly. And I'm like, oh, that's how they become ruby slippers. Because the red is the magic. Like that's a cool nod. Like that was a nice twist. I like that.
Very much so. And I'm very curious to see how people feel about it. What did you think about John Chu's direction here? I mean, I think it still continues to be stellar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, the movie's great. I mean, put together well, paced well, shot well, everything just flows effortlessly. He had a great vision. He brought it to life. I think do no wrong at this point.
I do love how they handled Dorothy and the rest of the Wizard of Oz. You don't see Dorothy from the face ever. Like she's always just a background character. I kind of love that. And, her whole journey, it's all just basically either alluded to or shot from behind. And when you see Tin Man or you see someone else talking, it's a scene that didn't exist in the movie. So it's new to us, which I like. I like that because they're not doing anything that's going to take away from someone that loves the Wizard of Oz. Like they're not taking away from your experience by doing that.
Right. If they're walking the yellow brick road or they're coming up to the castle, like it's all shot from like high distance, far away. You're like, oh yeah, that's that scene from the other movie.
And I know we talked about it on the original Spoilercast, but so we're going to talk about the characters and their journeys a little bit. Wizard of Oz, we knew that he was Papa, right? The whole time.
Oh my gosh. How did you not know?
There were people who audibly gasped in my audience. And I'm like, really?
like they gasped at the same time that he figured it out?
No, at the end when he figures it out.
When he gets the bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end. I heard that from a whole row behind me. And I'm just like, did you guys not see the first movie? I mean, it was pretty clear, I thought. But it
was very spelled out to the point where I was like, even the first movie, I kind of kept looking at Jeff Goldblum's character. I'm like, he sings it like he knows he's the dad, in his song, right? Sentimental Man. Like he's singing it like he knows he's the dad. And then you get to the end and you're like, I didn't realize that was my kid. Oh my gosh, what did I do? And it's like what?
Oh, one little fun note from my theater. I just think this is worth mentioning. It's just a cool story. So we're in the theater, and before the movie starts, there's a whole row behind us, and it's same row, right? So whole group is probably 10 adults, and they won't stop talking. And I mean, I feel like they seem a little off, but whatever. I get frustrated when people are talking during anything, but the movie hadn't started yet, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to give them benefit of the doubt, blah, blah. Movie started, and they were fine. And then there was the point where one of the songs, and I think it was For Good, and somebody basically stood up and started singing with the song. And, at first
no.
Hang on. Before you react, let me finish. At first I was like really annoyed, and they stopped, and, their whole row was like, shh, that whole thing. And then it was over. It was a row of special ed.
Oh.
A whole row of young adults that were obviously having mental challenges. And it was actually really, really sweet. Like they were obviously big fans of the musical, and they brought them all to come see it. It was actually kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. And I'm so glad because my wife grabbed my arm because I was about to say something when we started singing. I'm like, come on, shut up, like you would. And I'm like, oh, thank God you stopped me from being that guy. My God, that would have been terrible.
Did you have this in your theater at the end of No Good Deed? It goes to black, almost like the movie's over for like a stretch. And in that blackness, then everybody in the theater clapped out loud, like it was the end of like a Broadway play.
No, I did not have that.
Oh yeah, no, my whole theater was like, yeah, that was awesome. Woo!
They did at the very end when credits hit, but
sure. Yeah, but we actually had claps at the end of No Good Deed because No Good Deed was really good. It was the jumping from platform to platform was a choice. Mm-hmm. I don't think that was necessarily needed, but
look like a video game.
Yeah, it looked really bad.
Like, why is the Wicked Witch playing Cubert? I don't understand what's going on here.
Like, just stay on your one platform and like do more with the book. Like, interact with the book. Don't just, oh yeah, here we go. Hop once, hop twice.
So, Madame Morrible, can I just explain this one to me? She and Elphaba are the only ones that really are good with magic. And
correct.
I don't understand why she was so concerned with what Glinda thinks at the end. Is it just because she has the power of the people behind her at this point? Is that what it is? Because she knows she's not magical. So what is she threatened by? That she feels like she needs to get in line.
She was the fascist. Like, it wasn't the wizard. The wizard was some doofus that flew in on a balloon from
well,
Earth.
No, I understand that, but she has musical powers, or not musical. Yeah,
powers.
She doesn't have musical powers. That's the problem. She has magical magical powers. And so why is Glinda barking orders and she's following them? Like, why is she concerned, and why does she not do something when the monkeys are taking her away? That sort of thing. Like,
because what typically happens in fascism is that you have the people that are in charge, and eventually the people wake up, and so then the people wake up, plant the new leader in charge, and so then the old leader is like, oh shit, what do I do now?
So she can't be the face. That's her problem. She just couldn't be the face, and now that the face changed, she had to change course.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I can't hide behind the wizard.
Sure.
Who do I hide behind? Oh, the only person to hide behind is Glinda, and Glinda hates my guts.
Mm-hmm. How about this Fiyero story with Jonathan Bailey? I do think his character got a little short changed here. I think he's given a lot less to do. He was so fun in the first movie, and here he's kind of relegated to just a love interest.
Again, it's the problem of like the predetermined path. Like, he's going to become the Scarecrow. Mm-hmm. So really, he's only got two choices. He has play along, right? Or decide to leave and go help Elphaba. And the way they make it work out in the musical is like, yeah, he has to be the face of the guard so he could find Elphaba. And then once he finds Elphaba, then he's like, okay, I want to go be with Elphaba and break Glinda's heart. Oh.
It didn't work. That's a big part of
that character does not exist basically in the second act,
and it doesn't work for me at all. Like, on the movie, I can't speak to the musical, but it does not work at all because Elphaba is an all-powerful witch. She gets free and she takes off. Why can't she just save him right then and there? There's nothing that they have that she can't take care of on her own,
right?
With magic. So it's silly to me that they drag him off, other than the fact that they have to make him Scarecrow. Like, it's preordained, like you said. That's why it's kind of a dumb story point to me.
Right.
Now, if they would have captured him and she wasn't around, that would have worked fine for me. It's just because she was there and he's like, go. And so she goes, and I'm like, why take him with you? Why would you not take him with you? Like, you can fly. Hold on to him and fly him away, Superman is ass. I don't know. Feels like a waste of opportunity for Jonathan Bailey because he's very talented and sexiest man alive, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
Probably not the Scarecrow outfit.
Even if he has a face of straw.
Cool effect, though, on his
Did you like the effect? I was going to ask you about that.
Did you like
the effect?
Yeah, it looked really good. Really, really cool. So what did you think about Glinda's path? I mean, she has the better arc, like we talked about in this.
I mean, yeah. Film. I mean, ninja magic wand, nunchucks. Like, that was...
That was a good bit, man. That was a funny bit. Yeah.
Like, those are the bits that I wanted more of in the second act, because like it needs a little bit of levity. So it's like, do more of that when they're together. Like, when they're together, like, let them be together and just have fun.
Is on fire when they are even in close proximity to each other.
Yes.
That's really where it pops, if you will.
Especially when they're actually fighting each other. Like, that was a fun scene too. The journey's good. Like Glinda comes into her own in this one. She's realizing where she'd made mistakes. She's realizing where her true loyalties lie. She definitely is a friend for good with Elphaba at the end of the day. I love the little we met back at school, and it goes to the first movie, and then like, oh wait, I got to tell you more stuff. Like, that was a cool sequence.
Did you feel bad about the way that Fiyero leaves her?
No.
Really? Not even a little bit? You didn't feel bad for her a little bit? I mean, he kind of just like, they're getting ready to get married, and they have this awesome ceremony because
they're being forced into marriage. Remember,
well, they aren't. He is maybe, but they are. She was more.
He didn't even know he was engaged.
Hey, we've all been there.
But
We've
you
all
already
had
knew
one of those.
you knew what the predestination of this was going to be because you saw the connection between Elphaba and Fiyero in the first film.
Yes, absolutely. But the way that it happens is really ice cold. Like, it's really cold. For Elphaba is perfectly fine saying, "Hey, he's mine now," and I'm like, that's supposed to be your best friend. You still say you love her, and you just broke her heart, like right there on the spot. And I don't know if that's. I feel like it was very harsh. It was a harsh moment.
I don't think she broke her heart. I think Glinda was just like, why didn't you pick me?
Well, absolutely, but also the betrayal. That's your best friend. That's breaking the best friend rule. That is breaking the best friend rule. You gotta.
It's not, because Fiyero was never in love with Glinda in the first place.
It doesn't matter. There's a friend rule. There's a friend rule. You can't just take you could talk about it, maybe have a little conversation, but just show up at the girl's wedding and be like, he's with me now, and leave. I'd be pissed too. I'd throw a bucket of water on that.
Yeah, it was a marriage of the state.
I understand that, but she was obviously involved with him.
Sure.
Like, she was transfixed on him, and Elphaba, Alfie, knew that. So she did betray her friend, and I thought a very harsh manner. I was actually on Glinda's side for that, or Glinda, either way.
Sure.
I don't know what to call her at this point. She signs things Glinda, but everybody calls her Glinda. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I mean, her name was Glinda, and then she changed it to just Glinda.
I know, and I'm confused. Like, what do I call her? What does she identify as? Glinda or Galinda? Just good. Just
the Good Witch of the North.
The Good Witch of the North. I really like that Madame Morble is the one that brought that house down. That's interesting.
That's the if you're not a musical person, like, that's the cool twist. Like,
explain the tornado.
Madame Morble was responsible for the tornado because she can control the weather.
But again, she's that powerful, and monkeys carry her away like nothing. I'm like, why isn't she bolting these monkeys or throwing a tornado up their ass?
I don't know. Missed opportunity to explain how the magic works.
Missed opportunity to show her power. Maybe the fascism, when it's in play, makes her more powerful. Maybe.
Yeah.
Now I'm adding a story that they didn't bother to add.
Which is part of the problem of part 2. Like, Madame Morble has to be taken down. How are we going to take an all-powerful person down? Is she really powerful? Didn't really explain that one. Oops, we'll get it in the next try.
So Elphaba is all-powerful, and she ends up basically going to what? The castle, the side hidden castle that Fiyero had? Is that the idea? And fakes her death. And how seeing it play out on film, how much different was that from what happens on stage?
I think the staged version was better.
Really?
Explain. Well, because some of it has to be filmed off screen, right? So you're seeing, you're focused on Glinda, who's hearing it all happen as it's going down. You don't really see what's going down. You know what's going down because you've seen it somewhere else, but you don't actually see what's going down. You just hear the sounds and see the shadows on the wall and whatnot.
And they recreate the shadows here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in the stage play, you actually like see her melt, like the steam and stuff comes up as she like sinks into the trapdoor.
Oh, that would have been cool. I like to see that on a stage. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
So what do you think about Elphaba's journey in this one? Because I will honestly say I love how it ended in the first movie. There's a good chance I go back and watch the first movie and never come back to the second movie.
That's a lot of people feel that way sometimes.
Really? With the stage, you mean? Play?
Yeah.
Like they leave it intermission? That's awkward.
No, because it's an expensive ticket.
Did you feel that way like when you go to the musical? Because I do think the songs are much more captivating, the story's much more entertaining, and the second is very preordained, the second half. Do you feel like if you left at intermission after she is that the time when you would have been like, I'm good if I go home now? I
mean, yeah, and for the movie sequence.
No, I'm talking if you were at a musical. Like, could you leave and you would have, like, does it feel like the second half of the musical takes a much lower, makes a much lower impact?
Oh, the second half of the musical definitely makes a lower impact.
Okay.
I mean, she just flew, and I'm just like, I'm flying high. Get me another drink. Where the hell is this shit going to go? And then you start watching that second act, and you're just kind of like, wow, it's kind of dour, kind of boring, kind of slow. There hasn't been a single song that's actually like made it through an entire 3-minute sequence. Like it's 1 minute dialogue, 1 minute dialogue, 1 minute dialogue.
So it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Man, I wish they would have improved that. I really, really do. because there are so many catchy songs in that first movie. And in this movie, it's, for me, just wonderful. For Good is decent, but the only one that I wanted to hear again was Wonderful.
Well, I was glad that they actually kept Wicked Witch of the East in the movie, because technically where it is in the musical, Wicked Witch of the East never made the original Broadway soundtrack. So people forget that the Wicked Witch of the East song is actually in there. So the fact that it was kept in there was actually really, I was like, oh, nice job. Good job, John Chu, for leaving that in there.
Interesting. So anything else you want to talk about from this movie and these two movies, if you will? Like, how do they work as one film for you?
One film. It's a complete story. I think you could sit down and watch these back to back in like a good, Gone with the Wind type session.
Would you prefer they were one movie to begin with? Like it was just a 3-hour first movie and that was it? Condense some of this stuff, or do you really
I keep going back to the first movie, going like, how are they going to make a 2.5-hour musical into a 2.5-hour first act? And yet, I was never bored in the first movie.
Mm-mm. Were you bored here?
A couple times. Yeah. It was kind of like okay, I know. Yep, that's that. Okay, that's that beat. Then you're like, ooh, ruby slippers. I'm awake again. Ooh, the house is falling.
Once you start getting the nods to the original movie, then it starts. Okay.
Yeah.
I think they relied too much on that now for the musical, for the movie, for whatever. It was too relied on, or we just knew it was coming and they had to hit those marks, and it just caused a disconnect for me.
I like the Elphaba and the animals. If the song could have been a little better, or somehow use the same musical motif as the other songs, that scene I could buy as working. No offense to Ariana, the Ariana scene is terrible.
Which one?
The Bubble Girl.
You didn't like the song?
I like the song. I didn't like her going up the stairs, down the stairs. Oh, woe is me. Blah blah blah. It's like, this is clearly the 3 minutes to like show that she's actually really great at singing.
Which she is. But it's like, it doesn't add to the story. No. You know what added to the story? 3 minutes explaining how she drives the bubble mobile. Because I get how the bubble works, but I don't see any gears for driving the thing. She's just
or the hovercraft underneath.
Yeah. I mean, I get it's a mechanical thing, and at some point it's going to break, and then who's going to fix it? Because Oz is gone now. Now you're going to crash. But I there's no steering column, like there's no wheel, there's no indication. She's just floating around.
Like the things that were more interesting, I think, is the opening, right? When they're laying the yellow brick road, they're using the animals.
That was cool. That was like very, very cool.
That points to the fascism, and we're going to make you slaves, and you're going to do our bidding. And going deeper into those in the movie, I think would have made a better play.
I agree.
Than just sticking to the play.
I agree. I think there was a lot. I really thought they were going to go much darker and deeper into that, and it doesn't really happen. Now, granted, they're going by what the musical gave, but if you're going to flesh it out, let's add some layers to it. I mean, I did like that the animal section is there. I don't know if, I assume they have people in like cats costumes in the play or something, but I do like that aspect of it. The animals are talking back, so now they got to go into hiding. It's very fascism 101. Love all of that. And I love that they don't have enough faith in Elphaba to solve this problem. So they're like, no, we got to go. Like, you can't fix this problem for us. And I did.
Right. Even if you can, it's not going to be the same.
But I would have liked that fleshed out just a little bit more. But
yeah,
overall, I mean, it sounds like we're just poo-pooing on it a lot. And I'm not. I just think the first one is so amazing. This was a little step down.
Which is the same as the musical.
Yeah. That interesting.
First act, you're just like, wow, what did I just watch? That was awesome. And then you're like, oh, is the wine kicking in? Am I not enjoying this as much? Like, what's going on?
But would you recommend it overall?
Yeah, you have to see both parts. Like, if you're a fan of The Wizard of Oz, if you've read the books, definitely see both movies. Like, yes, the second one's not as exciting as the first one. Second one has some different tonality to it, but both of them are definitely worth. And the ladies were amazing. Like, if there were two people to take on the OGs, like these were the two people to do it.
Absolutely.
And I'm really glad they did.
I really foresee fantastic careers for both of them. And I just saw that Ariana Grande said she's going to do a tour, I think, next year. And that's going to be the last musical tour she does. She's going to stay in acting.
What I would love is to see both of these people in the roles at the Gershwin doing an actual Broadway
rendition.
rendition of this.
Interesting.
As the like just for like a one night show kind of thing. Tickets would be like bazillions of dollars. Give it away, and then they could give it away to charity or to the Humane Society or something.
They might do it. You never know.
Yeah.
Cynthia Erivo she's had a pretty awesome career already. I mean, she's done so many different things. But Ariana Grande is really just getting her acting career going. And I got to say, man, she's very funny. She has great comedic chops, great dramatic chops. I think she's got a big career ahead of her. Like
I'm picturing Ariana in like a Bridesmaid movie.
Oh man, I think it would be rock.
Hysterical.
She would
be so good.
Yeah. Both of them will. I mean, both of them are going to have great careers from here on out. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it. Unless there's anything else you want to add.
No, I mean, go see it. It's good. It's Glinda good.
How'd you feel about that? I'm off to see the wizard.
It was good. It was fine.
That line. Like that?
Yeah, it was fine.
I started to groan and then I'm like, nah, I can't. I kind of like it. I'm glad they threw it in there. Damn it. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for this podcast. And thanks for listening. And remember, the next time you head to the theater to see Wicked for good or stream the original one at home, buy popcorn. Green popcorn. Why don't they have that at the theater? Like dyed green popcorn.
That would have been smart.
They're missing opportunities left and right.